That's right. All right, we're sitting here at Hunters Hangout. We have the season 2, episode 12, and we're going to get it started with a whole exciting and drunk cast we got here.
Speak for yourself.
Right.
Jim's not excited.
We're working on it.
Right. Well, maybe I'm just drunk, but we're gonna start it off anyways. And like we always said before, and that's for even for the new people, the new members of the Hangout. We love that you're in there. We're glad that the group has grown so big, and we hope to get more people in and more people watching the Hangout. And if you guys are watching it from YouTube, then all you have to do is keep hitting the F5 button, and that will refresh all the comments. And for you to ask questions to Brad Goodspeed, who is taking care of all the questions, the master. the two-time award-winning hunter over here. So he is taking care of all the questions. So what you want to do is start off, if you want to ask a question, start off as a question and then ask your question. And like I said, F5 will refresh the comments when everybody starts getting in. And also, we have a YouTube too. He's got a question up there, so he'll be keeping track of both of them. So we're going to get started. We're going to hand it over to Big Bad J Wall, the Twisted Seed. And let him get going.
The hostess with the mostest.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate it there, Diablo. You took my spot tonight. You just keep on going.
Hey, the Energizer Bunny. Someone put a battery where they shouldn't have, though.
Hey, but I do want to welcome everybody to Half Halloween. So if you guys have not started building already or planned, you better get started now because time is ticking. So it's official.
Oh.
We're halfway there. So we've made it. Well, Graham's already celebrating. No. Before we say anything.
It's Jose's birthday tonight. We're having a party in his honor. Happy birthday, Jose.
He just butted right into it.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
As I was saying, cheers, brother. No, as I was saying, that because we are celebrating, we are going to get into some birthday wishes, and as Ram did mention, we've got a very special birthday tonight. We've got our very own Diablo, along with his wife, Margaret. They share a birthday tonight.
Happy birthday to the brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And we've got a few more coming up between now and Thursday. Saturday,
okay, Brad.
Saturday we've got Steve Square from the haunted house formerly known as Haunted House.
Hey, you know what? I only got one thing to say to him. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That's right. It's just a birthday. Yeah. And after that, guess what? Sunday comes. And guess whose birthday is Sunday? Yes, it is. I see him smiling. We've got another very special birthday. Our very own Brad Goodspeed.
Thank you very much. It's a big one. It's a big one, too. It's number 40.
Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Yeah. And Brad shares his birthday with Tom, and I'm going to screw this last name up. I never can say it. Campana. Regardless, it's Tom from Extreme Halloween. So hey, happy birthday to him.
You totally ruined that.
I know. I can't apologize enough. And then also Tuesday we've got Hillcrest Hollow and Sin Devicious. His birthday. So happy birthday to everybody.
Yeah.
Along with anybody and everybody that we might have missed, happy birthday to you too. This is awesome. I can't believe it. It's May 1st, half of Halloween, Diablo's birthday.
That's right. And whoever's playing with the sound, stop. Yeah. Okay. Just saying.
Don't make us have a hand check.
Don't make me start muting people one at a time to find out.
But now that we've gotten through that, of course we've got we do have Diablo as our host, along with Brad Goodspeed and myself, Jay Wall, and we've got a great panel of guests tonight. A couple of them you may not have seen as of late. So this is a great thing to have them, and we're glad to have them here, especially with all the newbies out there. This is a great panel to learn from. We've got some very technical individuals in the house, so we're gonna, I'm sure we'll hit on some of that. Oh, absolutely. Well, we're going to run down the line real quick. We've got Joshua from Halloweenville Haunt. Say hello, Joshua.
Hey, Josh.
And the man has already introduced himself. We've got Ram.
Good evening.
Who is not apparently going to be deer in headlights tonight, as he's already proven.
Okay, Ram, take it over from here. Go.
Yes, go ahead. And of course, we've got Steve, or better known as Hallstaff. Say hello, Steve. Cheers, brother. And also we've got Tim, better known as Scuba Spook. What's up, buddy?
Scuba Spook 1. Don't leave it up now.
He is the one and only. There is no need to have 1, 2, 3, or 4. He's the one and only. And
one is never enough.
the man, the godfather of Haunt Chat himself.
Phineas.
Phineas in the house for Shadow of Palms. Say hello, Phineas.
Thank you. Can everybody see me okay? Because I'm far too pretty to miss out on.
Okay, that sound was allowed. No, we appreciate you taking the time and joining us tonight. And again, we've got, I do apologize right up front because we do have a lot of new people watching that have joined us. There's going to be inside jokes. You're not going to get everything. It's just the nature of the beast. And hopefully as you're with us and you continue to be with us and get to know us more, you will become an inside joke as well. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and this is not a PG show, so we do curse, we do cuss, we say offensive stuff, so we just want to let you know that right off the back in case you're new.
We need like an after show, like The Walking Dead has The Talking Dead. We need like a talkers hangout where they explain all the backstory and everything.
Yep, there you go. It'd be did Jose actually fall out of his chair? Will he make it to work tomorrow?
Right, this is what I really meant. You know, that fucker is fucked up. Like, stuff like that's going to happen on the show, so just to let you know. And one thing we do want to say is Phineas here. He's the one that started the Shadow of Palms. He's the one that started all the haunters chatting. So, you know, we got to start off with a round of applause because we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be thinking about it if it wasn't for him.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. But I thought we agreed you weren't going to blame me for that.
No. But you know what? At some point in time, you will need to back away from the screen a little bit further because I don't think your head's going to fit within the
Nice.
Well, we're going to go ahead and just do a little rundown of the panels and have them introduce themselves a little bit further, tell us where they're from, and give us a little background on how they got started. And we'll just go ahead and start with Halloweenville. Josh, why don't you tell us exactly where you're located and give us a little background.
Well, I'm located currently in Westford, Vermont. We just moved here, had a house built this past summer, which is why I haven't been producing many videos because of all the turmoil, and we can always get into that later. I've always loved horror movies. When I was a kid, I wasn't rooting for the superhero and the cartoon, the Saturday morning cartoons. I was always rooting for the villains. I think Skeletor was one of my first favorites, and just took a fascination to all the behind-the-scenes stuff in movies, and always wanting to create those monsters or recreate that scene, and it always built up, and then I eventually came across, I was living in Orlando, Florida, and I've worked for Disney, I've worked for Universal Studios, and then I came across Monster List on the internet and started doing some projects from there, just small things, and then started getting some things from YouTube, like Oh gosh, there's an old one. Dr. Creepy had a few.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's way
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
He's actually back.
Yeah.
I don't know. From Monster List, there was 2 scary guys that did a coffin jumper. They also did a alien that rose up and sat down. So those are things that just kind of sparked me to really start building, and then I started. I mean, the first thing I did was build a coffin and with a jumper out of it that was manually operated, and it just kept growing from there. And then I met my wife, who is another Halloween fanatic, not as bad as I am, but she enjoys.
You mean not as good?
Yeah, there you go.
Lucky, man, lucky. I'm trying to convert my wife, man. She's a hard cookie, dude.
Well,
She's a hot party.
I thought you did.
That's it.
I thought you did convince her. I
Dude,
thought she was
No,
out there
dude.
doing the shopping and stuff.
She loves haunt partying, is what she That's it.
Yeah, she doesn't care too much for the mess, but she enjoys the afterwards and all the people, having a great time and everything. And now I have a garage to actually put things in and build the haunt in there. So
Yeah, good luck with that, brother.
yeah.
Hey, it's cool though to hear that you've got kind of a little haunt couple going on as well. So that helps out a lot, especially you got somebody that help you and can share the enthusiasm instead of looking at you going, "What are you doing again tonight?"
So, hey, here's the deer. Hey, bring him the deer. Bring him to the deer, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, I am. Yep. No, we'll jump back to you, Josh. We'll get into it a little bit further. I know we got some pictures too to show of some of the projects you've worked on. So we'll go ahead and go on over to Ram. Mr. Talkie himself tonight. So
I am well lubricated tonight, so I should.
We said it wasn't a PG show, but we did not say it was an X-rated show.
Hey,
we're right in between.
It's the Lush show. You should know that by now.
Hey, that's true
Everyone
hunt.
knows that by
Ram, that's true hunt. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Hey,
Oh yeah, put your hands up, Ram. That's a good point.
nigga still got paint on his hands, so
Yeah.
you know he came straight from the garage to be there. That's dedication right there.
We tease Ram a lot. We always call him the hardest working haunter in the entire industry, and it's not because he does work that hard. It's just because he's a glutton for punishment, and he picks projects that require 1,000 of the exact same thing over and over and over.
Hey, but
We appreciate that.
I always want to
that
make
does
sure
make him the hardest.
if I make one prop, I make 6 of it.
The
That
hardest,
way,
not
if
the
I
smartest.
out in the haunt, and that prop breaks, I have a replacement.
Oh,
I just
God.
grab it, put it back.
The
You
method to the madness.
Yeah, you think of it any way you want to. But Ram, why don't you tell everybody where you're located and just give them a quick background on yourself.
Okay, well, YouTube handle is Ramathlatol. A lot of the people know me semi-affectionately, especially in Jose's case, and I don't know why, as Ram. I do a little haunt called The Haunted Tents. We're based out of Yakima, Washington. And
Where?
Yakima.
Oh, excuse
Washington.
you. Okay.
I choked on it.
Basically, he is so far west and north that nobody's ever going to visit that place. So that's okay.
That's about the size of it.
West,
Yeah,
north.
Thank
West,
God you.
Is that
Thank
called
God.
Northwest?
Hey, Brad, and this is our host. This is our host here.
That's how we speak in America,
West,
not Canada.
Hey, Scooby, you're not helping.
Cheers.
But anyway, the Haunted Tents is a collection of about 6 different tents, ranging in the size of 10 by 10 to 20 by 20 that we spread out through our front yard and our driveway. It houses 14 different displays and a maze that can vary from year to year, anywhere from 250 feet up to 300 foot of maze.
Ram, how did you start that? I mean, how'd you get started with that? That's what we really want to know. And we're gonna come back and like show all the pictures. But how did you first put that first tent up? Is what we want to know.
It started off with a 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It started out.
No, it started before that, I'm sure.
Yes, it was my daughter's fault. My youngest daughter. She wanted to do a Halloween party and wanted me to decorate for it. So we spent 2 years not open to the public with a 20-foot by 20-foot tent set up in our backyard off of our patio, with the inside of the tent and the patio decorated for Halloween for her and her friends. The third year she wanted to do the party, she decided, Dad, it's too cold on Halloween to be outside trying to have a party. Can we have the party in the house? First thing that ran through my mind was, thank God I don't have to do any Halloween shit.
Hey, so you wasn't a hunter in the beginning.
I enjoyed
coming
trick-or-treating. I
It's
enjoyed
coming.
putting a few things out.
Hey,
I
somebody
didn't really
record
have a
this.
home.
Somebody record this shit.
But then she pipes off with, instead of setting the tent up in the backyard, can you set it up in the front yard? We want to go out and scare the trick-or-treaters. So I set the 20-foot by 20-foot tent up out in the front yard. It had 35 feet of maze on the inside of it, 3 displays, and we were born. That was in 2004.
And that's when you got hooked.
And that's when I got hooked. And it was all store-bought props except for a coffin door I made and some white picket fencing. Everything else was store-bought. And we did pretty much store-bought props for about 4 years. Then I got hooked on YouTube. I started meeting all of you beautiful people out there who are making things.
Hey, we are going to get back to that.
And it kind of went from there.
I can see it. I can see it coming on. I can see him coming on.
We got no
So
problem.
let's go on to the next person before I
We've got
dominate.
no problem
everybody.
with deer in headlights tonight, I think.
I don't think Rand's going to have a problem with that now.
Right. We're just doing the introduction.
Yeah.
Hey, you got me started. You have.
We just want. Hey, everybody wanted to know where the hunting tip started, because it's like, we know now that you're full-blown shabammy, you know, saying, 40-minute vlogs is like, you can't even watch it on your lunch break shit. And so,
It's more like shapoopy than shabammy.
you know what I'm saying? So we want to know where that started from. So now we
Yeah,
know.
no, it was a over-the-top Halloween high school Halloween party.
Right, right.
Well, we thank your daughter for
Yes,
getting
yes,
you
we
hooked,
do.
honestly. So,
Yep.
well, that's great. Well, Steve, why don't you tell everybody where you're from and how you got started in this?
Well, I'm from San Diego, so continuing with the West Coast theme, and just at
that would
the
be
southern end of the West, so southwest, yeah.
It's west, south, south.
Yeah, we've been putting up a hunt for 4 years, and we got started. We had done a party for about 12 or 15 people at Halloween. It's always been my favorite holiday. And did a little bit of decoration and a spider web out front and a few things, and had a great time at our adult Halloween party. And as we're cleaning up, my wife made the fateful mistake of saying, you know, you're always on the computer. Why don't you go on the internet and see if you can find any other Halloween stuff to do?
Wait, when you say adult, do you mean like adult, or
no, no kids?
I'm just wondering.
No, so that started, and from then on, that was 4 years ago, and we've been doing our hunt. We do 2 parties every year, and then of course decorate for Halloween. And again, living here in Southern California, my big inspiration was Disneyland, and loved going over in Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and so
warmth.
Huh?
And warmth.
So my wife said, okay, if we're going to do Halloween, no blood, no gore. So that was kind of how we got started in the direction we did. And again, having 2 big parties, I can't have any actors or anything. So I started animating everything so that, before everybody gets here, I go out and turn all the props on. And then I can just turn them off at the end of the night. No actors, and so it's just on from there.
Well, when we come back to you, we're going to understand really quickly why you don't need actors and why you can get away with that. Hey, Tim.
Yeah,
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Got all that? You got that psychedelic going on behind you? Holy cow! We're not used to seeing you without a TV on behind you. We got nothing to watch.
Actually, I still have the sound behind me. I still have the TV sound behind me. So if anybody's know me very well, there's a TV in the background.
Right.
But
The board's covering it up.
Yeah, he had to put the board up to make sure this was an R-rated show and not an X-rated show.
Yeah.
So.
Because usually we watch TV while we're talking to him, so
Yeah.
he's got some good stuff on. It's like watching like the old school theaters.
Yeah, and of course, some little I don't know what I call this, but it's like inside joke. My backpack's full of these little
Hold
things
up,
right
hold
here.
up. Let's do one real quick.
Well, I've got right here. I'm doing like a little promotion theme. Hopefully, I can get some sponsors with this type of stuff. So there's Foggy's Frog, inside my cup, and of course, right there's my big miniature right there. Bacardi. I love you, Bacardi.
Real quick.
Hopefully, I get a case of Bacardi and a case of Froggy's Frog juice after this.
I don't know, brother. Damn. Now when we said promote, that was take it to a whole nother level.
Tim, you need to make sure.
Look out, Phineas.
You'll be, you'll he's learned from the best. Tim, if you're going to do that, you need to say, "I will be at MHC. I will see you at the booth at Froggy's Fog," and then you can say, you're going to do it right. Yeah.
And look for the person with the backpack, and I'll be sporting some of these.
Well, Tim, why don't you tell everybody where you're from and how you got started?
From Huntsville, Alabama. Don't know too many people around here that haunt. Evidently, there are quite a few because when I go to Spirits Halloween, day after Halloween, oh God, it's a freaking madhouse. So I'm like, evidently, there's a lot of people around here I do not know. But we started here around 13 years ago. It all started off with the very simple trash can trauma, which I didn't have a trash can, so I made it out of our clothes hamper. Put it on the front porch with with a not so
trauma.
with a not so what I want to say fire marshal worthy contraption. And so when that first little kid stepped on the front porch, and my trash can trauma guy jumped up off the front porch and screamed "Happy Halloween," and he took off running down the street. I'm like, oh God, this is my calling. Like, hell yeah. His mom was stuck in the front yard going, son, come back. And he's like 2 blocks down the street by then. So, I've always enjoyed Halloween. My wife and I we've always enjoyed going to Halloween functions. But once I started decorating for Halloween, she kind of bowed out and it's all up to me. Enjoyed it ever since. Like I said, I've been doing it for 13 years, been old schooling it for probably at least 11 of it. So when you hear of people using tire pumps and pneumatic PVC cylinders and stuff, they say don't do it. I can say I've actually shot a pneumatic PVC pipe over my house into my next door neighbor's house. So I can definitely tell you that, it might not be a good idea, go, new age, go with pneumatic cylinders.
Yeah,
but,
that's old school right there.
Yeah,
PVC.
but I still actually have a couple of my props that are still, PVC pneumatic. I got one prop that's a clown that probably stands over, fully activated, probably 20 feet up into the air. My trash can trauma guy, which is the clothes hamper, which is still my original clothes hamper that I finally got to get out of the house and into my hut. Operates off a bicycle pump. I still have it. It's lasted 13 years now.
Dude, my bicycle pump lasted. It's still going.
So all thing I can say is, just tone down the air pressure a little bit. If you shoot 185 psi,
when it goes over the house, it's too much.
Your trash can trauma will fly over your house. So tone it down a little bit. 20 psi is probably good enough, not 185. But that's where we started at, 13 years ago, and now we moved into a new neighborhood. I was kind of curious on how they would accept me because it's one of those HOA type of atmospheres, and so they seem to welcome me for the most part, even though majority of the houses around me Halloween night they all turn off their lights. So I'm like the only house that's kind of lit up.
Shame. That's a shame.
So it's nothing like my old neighborhood where you have like buses pulling in and stuff. But we're getting there in the new neighborhood. So the people that do support us, they have their little favorites.
Making the mark.
So it's very great, and so I anticipate a good year this year if the weather holds out.
All right.
Absolutely. Well, Phineas, I know you seem to be very disappointed. You're sitting there. You've had no opportunity to self-promote amongst all these other intros.
I've been going by the list of all your viewers and sending them emails saying, go to www.mysteriouspast.com.
No, I think
there it is. Look at that.
There you go.
I think that's been the RAM typing over there.
I didn't mention mysteriouspast.com, right? Because I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to insult you guys by mentioning mysteriouspast.com.
Hey, Phineas, do you want me to ask a viewer question that will remove the need for you to promote something yourself?
Hey, was it from RAM?
No. Melissa Broberg says, question for Phineas, I love your props and vampire killing kits. Are you working on any more movie props?
Oh, I did the props for that one movie, I know, and I was hoping that they would call me because for the second one, and I haven't gotten a call or an email yet, so no, I think that's about it. I did some props for a pilot that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, and supposedly that's close to being picked up, but I have no idea.
Well, they had to who they were talking to because you could have promoted them like no other. That pilot, they would look how many viewers that pilot would have gotten, and it would have taken off from there had they just let you talk.
I know. You think.
Well, hey, before we get too in depth into this. Why don't you at least tell everybody where you're from and how you got started? We've already told everybody about the chat, but
sure, yeah. Phineas. Some people know me as Phineas J. Lakehart. Some people as Shadow of Palms. I so obviously suffer from split personality disorder, but I started haunting back way. Well, first of all, I'm in Florida. I'm in Treasure Island, Florida, is where I live now, and that's where I do my haunt. And unfortunately, a lot like Scuba, I'm the only person in my neighborhood that really does any type of real haunt, which is kind of a bummer. But I started back in the '80s in Pennsylvania. I used to have a big Halloween party every year. And I would decorate each room with a different theme, and I would have, a TV on with an old, the old VCRs with the crappy quality and all, playing a different horror movie for that theme. And I did that for several years, and then I moved to Florida and kind of got out of haunting for, I guess, about 7 years, and then got back into it and been going strong ever since. I just love to haunt. I don't know how I got into it. I guess I'm just a sick, twisted person like everyone else here.
Awesome.
That's the best explanation for it.
Is a little twisted.
You know what though? The funny thing is we may call ourselves twisted. We had the opportunity to meet Tim's wife during Trans World, and I think she was very reluctant to get around the group. And the funny thing that Tim came up and says, you know what? She actually thinks you guys are pretty normal. She's all right with everybody. You guys don't have things, protruding out of your head and piercings and just look like, total freak. Everybody, for the most part, is normal. They just are freaks in the head. That's it.
Dude, you know what? To be honest with you, I couldn't hold that normalness any longer than I could. Dude. At like 2 o'clock, that was as long as I could hold the normalness. It was like, she was like, Tim's wife's watching you. I'm like, I'm holding the normalness. I'm holding it. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning is the best I could do, man. Sorry.
Well,
Tim.
you know what? Truth be known, though, Tim was like, man, you guys really screwed up. I was hoping you'd scare the shit out of her, so that way I can come back and then buy everything, and I won't have that I won't have that person on the shoulder say, no, you don't need that, honey.
Sucker. She loved us.
Yeah. She loved y'all too much that y'all started subscribing to her Facebook. I'm like, well, shit, there goes my chances of saying anything on Facebook.
No more fight for you.
It's like, you make me sound like I'm mean. I'm like, but you are to me, you're not to them.
What I want to know is from Walter, how does his wife handle all his Halloween obsession, and now that he's doing vampire killing kits full time as a job, how is she handling all of this?
Right.
Well,
We
first
never
of all,
really asked him.
First of all, don't speak too loud because I don't want her to hear you because she doesn't know about it.
Oh.
She thinks I'm going to an office every day. No, I wish my wife was a haunter. She gets into it, right Halloween night when everything's set up and kids are showing. Then she gets into it. The rest of the time, it's like, all right, when are we getting rid of all this crap? Like,
Oh, that's like my wife. Yeah.
You know what, though, Walter? With you being in Florida, where do you put everything? Because you don't have some of the luxuries that a lot of other people have, with basements and everything else. How do you handle your storage?
Well, that's one of the reasons why my wife's so pissed off. Actually, I keep most when I build, I try to build things that can break down pretty good. So I keep everything in the garage. We've got a 2-car garage. I say laughingly because there's no way in hell even a bicycle could fit in there. Yeah, so I just pack everything up in there, and my office is where I keep a lot of my my haunt stuff, or not my haunt stuff, a lot of my vampire killing kit stuff. And but yeah, I just basically tear everything down, keep everything, break everything down real small, and keep it in my garage. I really, really, really wish I had a basement, but we don't get those here in Florida.
No. So you're really good at Tetris, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, hey, there's going to be a point where your wife's like, you get the fucking garage or you get the basement. You don't get both. You get one.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. Like, you got the garage. I was like, the garage is mine. Don't park your car in it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, the basement's mine. And then later on, I realized I had to remodel the whole basement. So now she's like, got this big old bar in the whole basement, and I try to bring, in the wintertime, I try to bring, my stuff down in the little spare room in there. She's like, no. She's like, the basement's mine. You go out and drive. That's like, it's like 30 below. I don't care.
That's where you went wrong, though. When you remodeled, you should have built a false room in there that you could hide your stuff in.
I tried it. No, it didn't work.
Walter, Robert Gaskell wants to know, as you're the godfather of haunt chat online, he wants to know what your reaction was when you first heard that the Google chats were getting popular.
I thought it was cool. I mean, I'm all about anything that brings haunters together. I mean, I have been so blown away with how the people's quality of haunts have grown exponentially over the past just like 6 or 7 years. The haunts have just gone way super intense. I mean, I can't speak, but that's how blown away I am. And I think a lot of it is because of the vlogging and the chats and everything, where people are feeding off each other and getting ideas from each other. So I think anything that brings haunters together is just makes the haunting community that much stronger and that much better, and our haunts that much better.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Actually, Robert, he did not realize we wasn't using a shadow of palms until you said that.
He's like, oh man, I thought this was just the normal Thursday chat. What's going on?
No, we're on the we're on the Google Hangout, man. You're on the show right now. It's not the Shadow of Palms.
Well, the funny thing is, my wife asked me the other day. She's like, does the Shadow of Palms chat still exist? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
I actually logged into it the other day just to see if it was still there, because it's been about a year since I logged in. I actually got in, and it took me about 10 minutes to figure out how to do what you're supposed to do to get things to work. I'm so used to
different
using
than
Google now.
Yeah. I think you're supposed to stand on one foot, wave a rubber chicken over your head, and
Yeah.
something like that.
Ram was actually talking for 20 minutes before you realized he was
I was just warming up my throat,
That's
Hey,
brilliant.
Walter, what is that behind you?
Yeah, what is that, Brand?
What is that thing behind you, Walter?
What, you mean this amazing, lovely vampire killing kit? Let's
Oh,
take
is
a
that what
closer
that
look.
is?
You so had to do that, didn't you?
You knew it was going to happen, so we might as well get there.
Oh, wait, and what's this? Is that a vampire trophy case? Is that what that is?
Oh,
With a
so
very
that's what
handsome
that is.
handmade vampire skull.
Where would you find something like that, Walter?
I don't know, but you might try going to something, I don't know, just typing something random like www.mysteriouspass.com. You think that would work?
This has been a paid public service announcement.
Brad, by the way, hence your question earlier too, Walter, if you should help him with any of that. I should say Phineas, I'm sorry. If you see any questions that are from Walter, that's a hint that he is under one of his other personalities and is loading those questions. So,
Can you please ask Phineas why he's so
Yes.
damn good looking?
oh my goodness. Well, Ram,
Yeah.
since you're so talkative, I got to catch you while we can because unfortunately we've had some missed opportunities in the past, and you've had to jump off early, and somebody even asked way early on as soon as I posted your teaser, and they're like, is he gonna talk tonight? So you've already proven that to be true, but why don't you tell everybody what you're working on? What's going on? What's your
Before
plans?
we get going, I need a refill.
Oh my lord.
Oh, damn.
Do that when it's
Watch
not
out.
your turn to talk.
Hold up, I'll do a refill with you.
Oh gee.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, come on, refill.
Yeah, well, I'll get a refill.
You're gonna get deer in the headlights unless everyone holds it up. We gotta do a toast.
That's my birthday.
Cheers.
Here's
Yeah.
to all the haunters out there in the world, and happy birthday, Jose and Margaret, you ugly bums.
Cheers. Cheers.
Okay, now what was the question?
We're going. Okay, Steve. Thanks, Ram. That was great. Ram, I was asking us, why don't you tell everybody what have you been doing? What's going on? What are your plans?
I've gotten. Let's see here.
Oh,
Trying to figure out how to start this. I'm not doing the deer in the headlights. I'm just trying to figure out where to start. Do we want to go back to
Yeah,
as far as
that's
Adam and
exactly
Eve and
what-
then go out and progress that way, or do you want more current times?
That's exactly what deers in headlights do. They're like, where do I start?
Yeah, where do I go? Which way do I go? Uh-oh.
Hey, let me help you out, Ram. Let me help you out.
Okay, there we go. We got some pictures brought up. If anything, tell us a little bit about some of the pictures and some of the props that you've made in these pictures.
Well, I've made pretty much everything in that picture. These are pictures from our 2013 haunt that's showing our graveyard right there. The wrought iron fencing, the tombstones, and you can see a little bit of the mausoleum in the background, which was a new prop for last year.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was going.
Oh, so you're gonna go
Short and sweet.
picture. All right, go ahead.
Wow, this is gonna be a 4-hour hangout tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, the way this is going. Tell you what, why don't we go back to your original question? What am I working on this year?
Yes.
Originally, tentative plans that we had for the season this year was I was going to do wall panels for 3 different displays, which were going to be 3 different styles of wall panels. I was supposed to do a bookshelf with moving books on it. And then I was going to do a triple water wheel to go in the room that Jose is showing right now, or a water room.
Okay,
That
so
was
those are
the
all
tentative plan back in November, what I had planned on working on. So far, I'm still working on carved foam board wall panels. I'm on my 3rd pattern, my last set.
That's a shock.
We're doing wall panels for display, witches display, and then a multi-purpose display. But thanks to Scuba for all his help, and because of Scuba, I've got a large project. Some things are getting put on hold.
Oh, you've got a large project, eh?
Blame it on me.
Oh, Scuba's got him.
We are going to be revamping our sewer room, which was the picture that Diablo had up a little bit ago. And that's our blacklight room. We are switching over to fluorescent paint for the whole room. All the wall panels, props, everything in that thing is getting repainted this year.
Good Lord. Damn, Scuba.
I'm sorry for those 30-minute videos from now through June. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We hate you.
Everybody, just to clue you in, and this goes for everybody too. You know, everybody that's on the panel. Do yourself a favor. Go back. We tease Ram a lot, but he puts out a lot of great videos. Now you may only need to watch 1 out of the series of 10 to know what's happening. But regardless, they're good videos. They're informative. He teaches everybody a lot of what he's doing.
I tend to vlog in how-to style.
Yeah.
So if I start a project, it may take like 5 different vlogs, but you're going to see from start to finish on each project and all the steps in between. Just make sure you have a beer handy and have an hour or 2 free.
And that's for 1 vlog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but you know, that's pretty much what we're working on. I'm still going to try to squeeze in the bookshelf. The triple water wheel display for the dark light room is definitely getting done this year. That was something I was supposed to do last year and ran out of time. And if I can get caught up with those projects, I've talked to a friend that's doing some going to be doing some welding for me, and we're going to slide into pneumatics this year possibly. He's going to be doing all my mechanical, you know, wiring up the frame, or not wiring up, but welding up all the frames and stuff.
You live by Roland? Hey, you live by Roland?
No.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
If you do, Scuba Boo.
Yeah.
Another shameless plug.
There we go. Another shameless.
No kidding. Yeah. Well, you know what? Bring that. Matter of fact, Jose, hold on. If you can go back to the previous picture at all,
the witches,
the one with the fireplace.
Yeah.
And that's a really just a good example of summing up the repetition that the glutton of punishment that Ram puts himself through.
That was a 2-month project.
That's dedication, brother. That's not a glutton. That's dedication.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
But of course, Ram's wife has got to be given a lot of credit because I've strung spiderweb in my lifetime, and you won't see it in my haunts anymore. So Ram's wife putting up all that spiderweb, I mean, kudos to her. That's a lot of spiderweb.
Yeah, absolutely.
The funny thing is with my wife is she wanted nothing to do with the haunt when I first started it. She thought it was stupid and everything and wanted nothing to do with it. First 2-3 years, it was all me. She didn't help with anything. Finally, she came out and said, you know, your spider webbing sucked. Because I was basically taking it out of the bag and just throwing it up on the tree. She goes, I'll tell you what, I'll start over with the spider web. And she does all my spider web work. And the best example of her spider web work is our spider display. You know, she does all of that. Just to do our spider display, it takes her a day and a half to get all the cobwebbing up in that. And she spends 8 hours each day.
And here's what we're saying: when Ram hand carves panels, he hand carved all this by hand.
That's new for this year. That's our gypsy display.
Like 40 of them. Man, that's dedication, man. That's dedication. That's a man with massive patience and dedication.
In fact,
lots of time on
Dave, Pandemic did a mini on those.
And vlogs every second of it.
Yeah. All 40 of them.
Whenever Ram says that he's going to do foam panels, I go out and buy stock and doubt. Because I want to make some money off of Ram.
Hey, Ram. Speaking of wall panels, did you build custom wall panels behind you there to hide your porn collection? God's Flesh wants to know.
God's Flesh wants to know where it is.
The porn collection has a huge hole in it. Jose came over and checked out a bunch for his birthday.
God's Flesh is wondering where it is. So.
Dude, that is haunt porn back there. Where he got it all, I have no idea.
And what's funny is that we was actually discussing that last night, and I was just wondering who was going to bring up the first topic. And I figured that was going to be me, Steve.
It wasn't me.
You know, so I'm surprised as hell that Godflesh is ever actually bringing this up.
Or took him this long to bring it up.
Yeah.
I want to hear God's Flesh's comments.
That was probably like
okay,
the
wait
first question.
a minute, Ram. Swing your chair around to the opposite side for me real quick. Swing your whole self.
Sitting like this.
There's what we're talking about. That's the L of what's behind him, and it is nothing but yes.
Dude, he's like the leading collector of haunt porn. Whatever that means, I'm not sure, but he's got it.
Yeah.
13 years.
No, Brad, to answer the question, the panels there are my current project I'm currently working on. I have 50 panels I'm doing in that set. For my graveyard, my chain hall, and my torture chamber room. So this set's going to cover 3 displays.
Any room you're working on 50 panels in is a torture room.
Yeah. These are actually the picture that Jose showed. The picture that Jose showed of the panels I had up. Those panels, to do one panel, took 2.5 hours.
Oh my goodness!
Almost 3 hours just to do one panel. That one there. 2.5 to 3 hours per panel.
Ka-ching!
I am way too lazy for that, man. I'd do one panel, say fuck this, just take pictures of it, blow it up, plaster them on the wall.
Where's the fucking scene setters at? Dude,
Yeah, don't they make a scene setter that looks like that?
That's the only wall panels I have done where I tried to mimic a scene setter wallpaper. They have one. It's called the Haunted Mansions set. You know, it's put out by Disney, and the people come to my haunt love it. Problem is, the sets are extremely expensive, and who knows how long they're going to carry them.
You think 50
panels? and they're going to look fake. I mean, they're going to look like, you know, vinyl panels hanging there. So
we get people going through the haunt every year when they get into where the foam carved panels are. They ooh and they awe, and if there's anything within hand's reach, they're running their hands down. Oh my God, this is all carved. It's not a picture. You know, it's not one of the wallpapers.
Dude, you're definitely the hardest working haunter I know. You definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that shit might be repetitious. It might be whatever you want, but I have never seen nobody in my lifetime that's carved that many. If you look at his vlogs, this thing is like carving out little flowers and shit and roses and shit, doing all kinds of crazy shit, and he'll do like 50 of them. I don't know anybody that can do that shit.
So ladies and gentlemen, when you go to watch the videos and you learn all about this, pop yourself some popcorn,
grab a cup of coffee,
grab a roll of toilet paper, and go hit the restroom and enjoy for the next few hours.
Excuse me. Well, for anyone that For anyone
We're
else,
not talking about the honk porn. We're not talking about the honk porn. Come on.
you need baby oil for that one if you're going to go that way.
Oh my God! All right, hey Steve.
He's
I'm
old
just
school.
sorry. I'm just interested in the popcorn and the like.
Well, we know, Brad, because we know how you love your popcorn, so we know why that would be.
Yes, but I still know how to
Is that
get
the old,
my
is that the
different
old
levels
hole in the
separate.
bottom of the popcorn thing? Trick?
Either that, or maybe it's the buttery hands. I'm not quite sure.
Brad wants to know where the baby oil is coming in with the popcorn.
All right. Hey, Steve.
Before we forget, the one last thing I made, J-Wall, for on the phone panel carving, and this is the last time I'm bringing it up unless someone asks a question for it. If anyone wants to see, what goes into doing the panels, I have a 3-part vlog.
No!
Grab the popcorn. But it shows you, from cutting out the panels to sketching it to carving it to painting it.
Really?
What's the total
Seriously,
runtime?
really?
What's the total runtime of all 3 videos put together?
4 hours.
About 3.5 hours total.
Okay.
Whoa.
And you know what? And people gave me crap over my pumpkin tutorial.
It didn't take me a year to get them done at
Dude,
least.
that shit was like a 7 vlog, dude, fucking tutorial.
Okay,
Who watches
before
that many?
before we move on to Steve, Brad, take a mental note. He did say unless somebody asks him a question, you do not have to present that question to him if somebody asks, okay?
And just a quick note from the audience from Rhonda Peg Adams. Apparently, coconut oil is much better for what we were talking about.
Make a note of that.
Wait.
Warm
Hey,
coconut oil.
Did you say Rhonda?
Yeah.
How's she know?
I've been listening to the Beast Boys.
If you would have said Ralph, then I would have been like, okay. Let's
You know what? Maybe she saw a 20-minute long tutorial on it. Who knows?
Well, Steve, I know that was really a difficult and hard act to follow.
Yeah, why do I got to go next?
Yeah, I don't know. We're hitting you because I have no idea.
Because Josh,
Right, well,
Josh runs the bathroom.
Let me get an opportunity to get a question out here then. Since
Go ahead.
moving on
Okay,
to
go ahead.
From Chris Ainsworth, said congratulations to Steve for winning Best International Haunt with Canadian Haunters Awards and Best Motor Prop with Dave. What new?
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
Celebrity.
What new props are you working on for 2014?
Our newest prop is we built Pete last year, and that was the prop that actually won the best motorized prop, and we're kind of taking him to the next level and building a new bartender for my pirate scene, and had to first design a controller to run it. Because it's going to have 8 pneumatic cylinders in it and 4 servos in it so far, and so Bob Zilla's doing the sculpt again for it, and I got to see it today actually, and it's really coming along really well. So that's our big prop for this year. Plus a lot of facade work and new controllers and everything else. We've been working on getting that new 3-axis skull controller finished up, and we're gonna be showing that off at HauntX next week. So got a 3-axis skull controller that will run without ever having to be hooked up to a computer. So somebody's going to be able to set up their 3-axis skull without ever having to hook it up to a computer to program it or to run
that's
it.
what I'm talking about. That's
Totally standard.
Cool. Now you mentioned HauntX. You're going to be teaching a class there as well, right? Or doing a presentation?
I'm teaching a couple animating your haunt. I'm teaching a couple times, and an introduction to microprocessors seminar, and I think I'm doing a soldering workshop. So I'll be busy at HauntX.
Wow. Well, you know what? We got a lot of new people, and I know we've had questions on the page about different conventions and whatnot. Can you just tell everybody just real quick where it's located, when it is, and how they can find it?
Yeah,
Right.
HauntX.
Hey, hold on. One thing that we gotta let you guys know right now, that all these guys, like almost like most of the guys, are all techies. So if you You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
we're the nerd crew.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the nerd crews, but it's the
I forgot my pocket protector. Damn
right.
it.
So the nerd crew in the haunt world is like this awesome because that means cheap. You know, that means like low cost stuff. So just to throw that out there. So you
I just want to interrupt 1 second. I actually seen Diablo put on his glasses one night. Okay, I just want to say this. You know, you don't see Diablo wearing glasses, but
No.
he
Well,
wore
that's because
glasses like, okay, I got to figure out how this thing works.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
well,
so
today,
you know,
today is his birthday. He is even 1 year older. So I'm
Yep.
sure his
No,
glasses
hey,
Yeah,
are
that puts us all.
you should have never like told people that. You know, you better pack some extra backpack shit in there, buddy, for that one.
I'll pack the bigger bottles. I'll pack
That's
the
right.
bigger bottles.
The
How
bigger
about that?
one. The bigger ones.
Promotion,
we-
the card.
Okay, back to Steve.
Yeah, we totally stole your
Sorry for
spot. So
I'm sorry, Steve.
back real quick to Hanek.
Hanex.
A real quick rundown.
It's in Reno. Starts next Thursday for the professional day seminar.
Sorry, Joshua now is stealing your ear.
Hey, Josh, shut up. My turn.
Brad is. Wait a minute, no popcorn.
Did you bring enough
Brad? He's
popcorn
like
for
a-
everybody?
Popcorn. And he's got the coconut oil. Look out.
Uh-oh.
The Facebook comments thread has devolved into a debate about which lubricant is the best.
And they're referring to the lubricant best used for pneumatics, right? To make
Wait,
sure.
did you say coconut oil?
Sure.
No, every man knows that Jergens is the best.
Steve, at some point in time, we will let you get through
All
your.
right, go ahead, Steve. Hey, stop interrupting him, damn it.
So anyway, Hanex. Professional day is Thursday, and then the convention starts next Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Reno. It's a resurrection of a convention that used to be around, died, and they're bringing it back. A lot of great presentations, as most of the conventions have. So really looking forward to it in Reno. Really well priced, especially for anybody that went to Transworld. It's about 1/10 the cost of Transworld. So,
Thanks for
Anyway.
reminding us.
this scene that's up now. This is my witches scene. I change up my witches every year, add a new witch every year. So now that I've done this 4 years, I've been through these 3, and I just changed the witch to the left to a cauldron creep, the one that's stirring the pot. And not quite sure what I'm going to do for this coming year with my witches. I have to figure out a new one. The one on the right, this big pneumatic, rises up about 15 feet.
Dude, I love
with
that
fog.
one.
yeah.
That's my favorite. And I was like,
That's a
man,
great
I love
prop.
that.
I love that prop. So
I always wanted to do one of them, but it's like I see how it all comes together, and it seems kind of like how you gotta have some skills to like get it up there and like move around.
That's what
it's pretty straightforward.
Happy birthday, honey.
All right, hold on, Margaret. Let's say her birthday. She's in there.
Margaret!
Let's get in it. Oh, okay.
Happy birthday, Margaret!
Yeah, happy birthday, Margaret.
Happy birthday!
She brought me some more Cuervo, so she.
Hey, Jose,
uh,
put the headset on Margaret for 1 second.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, 1 second.
You're sealing it away from Steve again.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you interrupted.
No,
Oh, come on.
I didn't interrupt. She's like, I was so
Tell her.
Just
Just tell her Scuba is on there and he wants to say something.
no, Tim, he can watch the rerun. No,
You're right.
secret
You're right.
won't hold there. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. It's got to wait.
It's gotta wait. Yeah.
Anyway, where were we? Coconut oil, popcorn.
I'm
witches.
sorry, bro.
The
Go
witches.
ahead.
Witches.
Oh,
Okay,
look,
so this
Josh,
is my
look,
front yard.
Interesting combo. Coconut oil, witches, and popcorn. God, that's cute.
Yeah. This is my graveyard and my front yard. We had 2 projectors running in the front yard. You can see on the right-hand side we have Grim Grimming Ghosts over there all the way to the right against the house. To the left we've got some singing pumpkins for the little kids. We ran over 40 animated props last year. All that I built.
Shit. Wow.
I have one prop that's I found at a garage sale that I love. There's Pete.
There's Pete.
He's the one that won the award this year. But I make all my own props and all my own controllers. They're all standalone. I got into learning how to design and make my controllers because I couldn't afford to buy all the controllers I needed, so that's
Hey,
how I got started doing that.
and thus comes the like you gotta love techies when it comes to Halloween because they sell them cheap.
Well, and I just want to say that for people that go, oh, I don't know how to do that, I can't do it, it's too hard for me. 4
Wednesday
years
night.
ago, yeah, 4 years ago when I started this, I could barely solder 2 wires together. I'm not an engineer, I'm not a programmer, I have no background in any of this.
And
I
that is
taught
so
myself
hard to believe.
all of
Everybody
it.
can do it. Everybody can do it. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think more people like these guys. They run like a Wednesday night tech night, and they actually, for anybody that's interested, they get these little kits and they build them, and whoever wants to get involved, they're like the most helpful group that I know, and they'll build it and help you build it if you want it cheaper. But if you don't want it cheaper, they'll build it for you, and it'll still be cheaper. So
No, only Tim will build it for you.
yeah, Tim will. All right, Tim will.
He works cheaper than I do.
Right.
Don't ask me to build it for you. It won't run if I build it for you.
Right.
Unless you want 1,000 of them, then
Right,
get Ram to do
right.
it.
But there is a group that hall staff and they run that group that if you want to do stuff, they're there and they will help you and show you how to do stuff. I mean,
Speaking of
it doesn't end there.
Speaking of how to do stuff, Steve, Corrine Sanger asks, if you are not a talented sculptor, what do you use for good hands on a prop?
Halloween bomb.
Coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil.
Jergens.
Those skeleton hand stuff.
Now, what do you use on your hands? What do you use for hands?
4 hands. Yeah.
Just about anything. A lot of mine are skeleton hands, so I use the ones from Skeleton Store, like all of these. Those guys carry on a conversation back and forth between the two of them, talking skulls. My real coffin is back over on the left-hand side. That sits in my kitchen or my dining area almost all of October. It's Halloween in my house when the coffin comes in. So
Nice.
that was a Craigslist find.
For those that want to take a nap during the party.
No, there's a pneumatic in that in the coffin, so there's already somebody occupying. This is my bedroom.
No spare bedrooms in Steve's house.
There is no
They're
spare
taken care of. Yeah.
I have friends that come over, and they got to stay in a hotel. That actually is our bedroom, and we have to set that up and tear that down every night. That's one of my blacklight rooms, with a couple of the leering ghosts in the back.
Oh yeah, those are great use for those too. Doing it
And
the way
that's
you've
the
done
two
it there.
designs. The original on the left and the one on the right is his newest design. I love those ghosts. They're really cool.
Yeah.
And you got them on your channel, right? To see them all in motion.
Right. Yeah. The video on my YouTube page has got a little clip of this with those in motion. But the mannequins in the bed are all painted in the transparent black light. So when the scene is off, I just have some candles running, and you can't see any of that black light on the mannequins. Once it's the scene is triggered, the regular lights go out, the candles go out, the black lights come on, and you see all of that transparent black light paint and the skeletons coming through.
Right.
I love that you trigger that even in your house. That's awesome.
Right. Well, I mean, if you guys go to Hall Staff, the pages, all these guys' pages are in the intro video that's posted. I don't know if it's pinned now, but it's in the
It'll be in the feed.
It's in
somewhere.
the feed. It's in the feed, or you go to my channel and look at the video. All of their YouTube channels are posted in there if you want to see all their stuff in action, and all their stuff is amazing. So, I mean, I urge you to go there and check it out. So.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. That's right. That too.
Yeah, it's the only way you're gonna see the new stuff if you subscribe and so you can see it in your feed. So.
Yeah, I know my wife is turning into a haunter because those ghosts get hung up about the middle of October, and so we sleep in that bedroom with those ghosts up there for like 2 weeks.
It's like watching fish. It's like watching fishing.
Yeah, as soon as Halloween's over, she goes, "Oh, no, get the friggin' ghosts out of my bedroom." But
Steve Paul Fry says, where do you find the info on your like how you build props? I am interested in building talking skulls, but not sure where to start and would love to learn how to do it.
on my webpage.
Hey,
Which is?
Wednesday night, brother.
Hallstaff.com.
Wednesday night.
Hallstaff.com.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of us. When I started doing this 4 years ago, I really wanted 3-axis again, and Disney inspired, and Mr. Lincoln or President Lincoln at Disneyland is my go-to. That's where I'm trying to go to with my animated characters. I wanted to do that, but you had to have a laptop, and you had to use VSA, and you had to program each individual movement, and so I started down that same road like everybody else did, and I said, there's got to be a friggin' better way to do this. And so I've spent the last 4 years trying to come up with this board to, one, totally have standalone movement, and it's random movement. It's not even programmed. You don't even program the movement in. It's just random. And not to have each one of my props. I don't have enough laptops to hook one up to every one of my talking skulls. I got a dozen of them. My characters talk at least. So we finally have got this finished, and it works great. So.
Dean Ray has a question. As a newbie to the community, for someone with a lot of lighting and props, does it make a significant spike in your electric bill? Just wondering.
It depends on the style of lighting.
Yeah, not too bad. I don't know if you can see back there, but and I'm gonna mention a group, and I beg forgiveness before I do.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
There is okay. There is
the winter solstice holiday.
The winter solstice holiday. I like a lot of haunters. When I built all my props the first year for Halloween, all of a sudden this thing called darkness descended upon my haunt, and all of a sudden you could not see any of my really cool props I'd built, and I was scrambling trying to get better lighting so I could light everything. So I went in search of experts on lighting and discovered this winter solstice group that are experts on lighting. And so now I've got 2 big controllers now that I run for Halloween with 16 floods, and it's all computer run, but that's what controls my lighting. I think that is the biggest mistake haunters make. I see you see all these great haunts, and they're just not properly lit, and mine isn't yet either. My son who does my video is a professional photographer, and he keeps coming over going,
"Throw that shit out there.
You need to light this better. You need to light this better." And so I'm learning, but I think that's one thing that a lot of haunters could really improve. They got these great haunts, and nobody can see them.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I have a question for you. I think it was your haunt. I remember watching the video. Did you have your videographer use like a jig or a Steadicam or something and shooting your video?
Yeah, this year he got a boom, and so he shot a lot of the video with a boom, and so that's how we got the high-rise shots. I'm trying to get him to get a quadcopter, but I just haven't got him talked into making the multi-$1,000 investment.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Everybody's getting into the copters now. Like,
that's pretty next level videography.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, how cool is it? Especially you come up to the high and then you come down and start going through the cemetery and weaving in and out of it and back up. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, he said he'd be fine with that as long as I get it for him for his birthday. So.
So needless to say, Steve, what you're doing is you won 2 awards this year, and you're going for a whole different category next year for best videography on your haunt. Is that what we're hearing? Is that what's going on?
Well, I think Brian would be very pleased to do it, and I've got to make a comment about that. If we would have entered and gone for that category 3 years ago, he would have nailed it. He just started doing. He's a wedding photographer, and he just does video for me. So he's really not an expert videographer. But the quality of the videos this year over even last year was just phenomenal. There were so many awesome videos this year. a lot of people taking a lot more time to film and put good productions together. It makes watching them so much more fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
I've
I
said
can't
it.
agree more.
I've said it a million times, but just to anyone who's new to the show, like the key thing in getting a good video is to not put the onus on yourself to get someone else to do it, and then your video quality.
Damn it, Brian! I hate you, man.
It's true though. It's true though.
I know.
Yeah.
I look at it a different way. If you can take a cheap ass camera and walk through your hunt in the daylight and it looks good, you got a good hunt. I'm going there, dude.
Yeah.
Without the lights in the show, if you can just walk through it in the daylight and like and hit it and it looks good.
Yeah, but you
I'm
shouldn't put that on yourself when you're running a hunt. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Like,
Dude,
just figure someone else to do it for you.
I did that one time and I never saw him after he did it.
Well, get someone reliable.
I'm actually pressing her as Christmas present if I don't get my video.
Like, don't just go downtown and find a homeless guy.
No, he was a wedding photographer, just like Steve was saying, and he came through and he's like did the whole thing like boo 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 boo, and I was like, come back next week, this and that, I was gonna, I was gonna hook him up, and he's like,
with a case of beer.
Hey, and he never showed back up, and I never saw the video. It's gone.
That means the pictures didn't come out, Jose.
Dude, it was gone. It was gone.
That's the difference between offering them this to this. Good.
Whatever.
So anyway, back to the original question. I'm going all the way over to LEDs. So that's been my big thing is switching over to LED spots.
Yeah.
And I'm running the RGB, the red, blue, green, white floods. My floods, I build them myself. They have 60 LEDs in each one of them, 15 of each color. And I control those by DMX. So that's what. But even inside and stuff where my floods, where I'm not using, it's all going to LED. With this many animatronics running, I've got extended electrical service at my house, and it's still not enough power. So I'm already. When I start pulling power off of your house, I've got 3 compressors that'll run next year, and every bit of electrical power. I mean, I've almost thought about going and getting a generator. So.
I'm getting ready to go back and look at the video of last year's hunt.
Quick question.
When everything's running, there's a lot of things plugged in. I have a lot of extension cords.
Holy shit.
Quick question while we still have you here, Steve. Paul Fry wants to know whether or not those boards are available to sell to the public.
Sore subject now.
I don't. Okay. This is my caveat. I don't
wasn't watching what he said.
But I do sell them to hunters, so contact me through my webpage or through Facebook. But yeah, I sell them cheap. My little boards are $6. $6, and I think the Frankenstein might be up to like 18 or 20. We haven't.
So you're saying that you sell them. You're saying you sell them to hunters, but not to those solstice people, right?
Yeah. No, I have some of those solstice people that have my boards too. They're teaching me lighting.
Don't sell to the nodders. Don't sell to the nodders. Come on, dude. Really?
There's a few of those big bearded white bearded guys.
Hey, don't say it. Don't say it.
Give out candy canes.
We're gonna boot you.
That I have animated.
Don't let it come out your mouth, brother.
I didn't. But they have a lot to teach us, so.
Well, you learn and let us know.
Don't
say it. Don't say it.
Including how to love each other and all that.
Yeah. Not on this show, brother. Not on this show.
Yeah, they're not used to my dark side, so I have to. I was in Phoenix teaching a class on Saturday to them, and then I taught a Halloween group on Sunday. So I kind of split the weekend in Phoenix teaching. So
we go, Kumbaya, my lord.
Well, Joshua, you've been awfully patient. I'm glad you were able to grab some popcorn and coconut oil to to abide by your time. So
he's trying to tell you to move the fuck out. Is what he's trying to do. He's like, I've been sitting here, nigga. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, he goes, this bag's already empty, man. Come on.
Yeah, I still got plenty of coconut oil left.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, and to answer your question, there you go.
Oh, well, Joshua, thanks. You've been patient. We appreciate that. We've got some photos here. Obviously, Jose's thrown up one of the fireplaces. If you could just kind of give us a little bit about your haunt and what you've got coming up.
Sure, absolutely. Well, like I said in the beginning, I just moved into a new house, so I've got where before everything was I had to build it at my house and then transport it to another location, and I built the haunt there. So this year everything's here. I can actually take my time. I don't have to feel rushed on anything. I'm going to build this year. My main focus is building a facade for the garage, and then do kind of a slapstick, throw together maze, and not too worried on the details because, unfortunately, Seymour, the giant man-eating plant that I built.
Oh, you bastard! You bastard!
I know.
Yeah. The
Really? Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Joshua, I know it's your turn. We got to. Oh, he just got off the phone. Darn. I was going to say, Steve, apparently the Winter Solstice people had just called Steve, and he has been banned from that holiday.
No. They need my help too bad. They're not going to ban me.
All I did was look down and all of a sudden realized that he had muted himself and he was on the phone and figured, they've already called him.
That's my wife who's in Chicago. So
the North Pole hotline has been going off the hook. It's his comments. All right, back to you, Joshua. Sorry, but I had to.
This is a man operated prop. It's like totally amazing.
It's a puppet, not a prop. It's a puppet.
It's a puppet prop.
Yeah, puppet prop. There you go.
There you go. But he survived the storage during the move with minor damage. All I had to do was paint him up. Bought everything from storage. We put everything in the garage. A mouse got in and just ate the crap out of him.
Why did you put him in the garage, man?
It's the only place I had to put him.
If you put anything in the garage, you know it's gonna get eaten.
You got a bedroom, right?
Eaten?
I thought about.
That must be a paper-mache term that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, your wife doesn't need to sleep on that side of the bed.
Hey, you know I can
Absolutely not.
This was Yard Hunter 5. You have it in your living room.
Well, he's gonna get rebuilt. I've got a new plan for mechanism so that it's not, because I was the one in the suit that year.
Pretty heavy, huh?
Oh my gosh! I mean, after the first 15 minutes, you're like, okay, get me out of this thing. What was it? Last year was Hurricane Sandy. We almost didn't have a haunt, but it didn't come through as bad as we thought. Grabbed everyone. We actually threw together, something. It was smaller than what it was supposed to be, but at least we got a haunt that year.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And but this year's going to be awesome because our community is only 7 houses, and with the smaller school system, we're doing a block party, so everyone's going to come here.
Oh, awesome. I love block parties.
Yeah, so
it used to happen when we were younger.
We're going to bring everyone here. Oh, the Proton Packs.
Proton Packs.
Yeah, those were fun to build, and I still got 3 that I have to finish, but yeah, it's going to be an awesome year this year, so I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone in the block is getting excited. I did manage this year, even though we just moved in, to put out all the tombstones and the gravekeeper, so I did have some decorations out. But I also, after this year, my plan is to start building the aliens for the aliens theme. I got a full-size alien queen that I'm going to build.
Wow.
At least 6 warrior aliens, and of course all the little eggs and everything to go with
That's
it.
serious business right there.
It's one of my all-time favorite creatures. Absolutely. So I'm dying to build this. I'm dying to build it. Then after that, I already have plans for doing a Magic the Gathering themed haunt. I don't know if everyone knows what Magic is, but it's a fantasy card game, and there's all kinds of different creatures. It's great inspiration for anyone that wants to do something different in their haunt.
Hold it right
Everyone's
there.
quiet.
Hold it right there.
I thought it
Hold it
locked
right there.
I thought it locked
Moving my
up.
head.
I was like,
What
somebody,
happened?
please crack a beer right there.
Yeah,
When
I
it was
thought it
silent.
locked up.
You know, I let it go for a second. I was like, someone crack a beer. You know, I'm rum and coking and tequila, so I didn't have a beer, but I would have cracked one right there, like, pow.
I do gotta say on Josh's work,
That would have been perfect.
on
Shameless
Josh's
promotion.
work, okay.
Pumpkin face rum, you know. I'm a good
Nice.
sponsor.
Oh, you
Hey,
want
I'll do Crumb Royale all night long if you want.
kryptonite. Kryptonite.
I don't know
do
if we
gotta
have.
say though, on J-Wall, on Josh's stuff, a lot of the props that he makes, he uses a lot of paper mache.
Yeah.
Different forms of paper mache, and the
Yeah.
stuff he comes out with looks so real and so beautiful,
Right.
with the attention to detail.
Well, one of the things I was going to point out, and I don't know if we really have any pictures of it, but you can go and check it out. Some of the pictures on his page, but one of the things, and if I recall, it was always referred to as the pizza box corpse.
Oh yes, yes.
I mean, that's going way back, but at the same time, it's like, you know, a lot of people go like, how do I make a full corpse? What do I do? Where do I find one? And there you go.
That was my thing. You know, I didn't have anything when I moved up here. I had a suitcase full of all my horror movies and a suitcase full of clothes. That was it. So I had to start from scratch, and after watching a lot of YouTube videos and taking notes and things like that, I started collecting cardboard, and I started collecting any scrap foam that I could get my hands on, and I just started carving it with a Dremel and
That's what we do, man. That's what we do.
manipulating cardboard to make these creatures and stuff like that is awesome. And I've actually been doing a lot of paper craft.
Yep, I've seen that.
I built this today, little lava dragon. And he's just made out of paper, but it's a great way to learn how to manipulate cardboard. I could build this on full scale, no problem. I just got to collect a lot more cardboard. I got a nice stash. So it's a great technique to learn. I mean, there's simple ones like I think I showed on my channel, the Hellraiser puzzle box.
Yeah.
I mean, basic cube, and that's all it is. You print it out, cut it, glue it, and you're all set to go. This one is a little bit more complicated once you get used to handling paper. But manipulating the cardboard to do that is the same thing. So,
Right.
No,
And you
that's
show
very cool.
a lot of that on your channel. And
Absolutely.
and all the little figures and all that stuff, and then you do a lot of stuff for the kids and stuff, you know, your daughters, and you do like, you know, all kind. Man, you just got to go to his channel and check him out. Everybody here, you have to go to their channel and check them out. Seriously, dude, YouTube's like the eyes of the hunt community.
Absolutely, it's where you can learn everything. If you want to know.
No, Facebook is, but it comes from YouTube. They take from YouTube and put it to Facebook. So if you want to like go to the source, then you go to everybody's channel. Basically, if you want a how-to video, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, one of the things that Joshua does a lot of too is showing the paper craft, but there's a lot of the little miniature scenes and stuff. But it uses the exact same. It uses the exact same technique, whether it's on a small scale or large scale, because he uses, you know, we use a lot of tin foil in what we do, at least, you know, to base everything out of and then build off of it. And you're going to see him do that same thing on a small scale.
Yeah, this is the Lava River that I've been working on for my Warhammer project.
Hey,
Oh, he's a Warhammer.
Warhammer here.
And all it is, guys, is cardboard. You can see that underneath. Okay, I got about 2 layers. All these little stones on top are just small cuts of cardboard. This river is actually just hot glue. These big boulders are balls of tinfoil, and everything's covered in toilet tissue mixed with a little glue.
Papier clay.
So if you build that life size, I mean, you need to go to Costco or Sam's.
I actually did the same thing. We do like the Dungeons Dragons, but I went and got the guys for that.
Yeah.
And I built the whole dungeon maze tricks and everything, but I made up my own rules because I didn't want to read all that shit. My kids were only 5 and they didn't understand.
Right.
So
I'm tweaking it right now so that the kids, it's just going to be a dice roll.
Right.
Simple.
Right. Make it simple. We used to play for like 6 hours. Dude.
It's great. And I've ordered a bunch of stuff on eBay and I've remodeled it. This is a Dreadnought for Warhammer.
Right.
It was a complete wreck when I got it, and I just remodeled the whole thing.
Well, when I finally killed my son, he fucking started crying, dude. I'm sorry. You know, go ahead. You can have your man back. Oh, you can't do that. It's not the same. He just wouldn't do it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill you. It was a joke. That ain't fucking funny. No, I'm done.
You're healed.
For some reason, Jose, I feel like you should have your glasses on right now.
He does. It's these glasses right here. You know, he's got little magnifying glasses on, his little pocket protector on. You know, it's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Just don't tell nobody.
All right, go on. Move on to the next hunter. I'm sorry.
No, but you know, at the same time, though, that's why I bring up those miniatures. That's why I bring that up, because the thing is, he's using all the same techniques, no matter on what scale you're at, large or small. It's all the same technique. It's freaking killer, especially the detail that you can get out of it. Yeah, look at that.
Work in progress.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I got like thousands. I got like whole armies of men that I hand painted for my kids.
Diablo's a pocket protector. He just doesn't show his pocket.
Yeah. Hey, you'll never see it. I do it for my kids.
That's the reason you only see his head up. You don't see his pockets.
Well, hey, Tim.
Hey, that's the only time Mama don't bitch at me. It was like, I'm doing something for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, oh, build like a fort, build a whole house in a tree. It don't matter.
Well, that's what the haunt's for, right? Is that what you keep saying? The haunt's for the kids too, right?
I tried that. It don't work. It don't work. I tried that already.
You need to try harder.
I know. They just look at me like, Papa, you crazy? No. Say them great. Say, Grandma, we love it. That's how I try to trick them, but they don't.
So back to the haunt world.
That's why we have bread. That's Jim's fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The geeking out was getting to me.
I got a question before we move on to the next person. I got lots of questions that are kind of aimed at everyone, so I've got to get some of them out of the way. Sarah Berkeley Kearney asks, question for the panel. Do you think with the popularity of stores like Spirit Halloween, do you think that the interest in home haunting has increased?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because
anytime it becomes more accessible, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really do like Spirit Halloween stuff.
Well, I mean, it's not just that you don't do Spirit, but it's that the stores are available for people to decorate for Halloween. I mean, because there's not a lot of people that are techies or whatever, but when you present a store like Spirit Halloween, it puts stuff out in the open, out into the public for people to experiment, and to show off.
Right. Well, see, one of the things that's really crazy is, like, I think like Spirit Halloween looks at the home
Oh,
hunter
absolutely.
and
Look
gets
how many
their
spin-offs.
design from what we do. Look at
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
look at Tara
Yeah.
made that horse, made the horse, and then next thing you know, they made the horse, but
Well, that's
a little different.
That is Jimmy though. That's not Spirit Halloween. That is Jimmy that made a horse like Tara.
No, but that's just the same concept. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Well, they've all done it. You've seen what is it? Grand Row, however it's pronounced.
Yeah, Grand
Road.
Yeah, they've done it. Spirit's done it. Everybody's done it. But so be it. That's just the way it is. We do the same thing.
They're looking at home hunters, and they're looking at what everybody wants to have.
They're looking at fabulous Halloween ideas, just like Stalloween. I mean, I've seen knockoffs of Stalloween, and it doesn't matter whether or not we made it or not. It just presents more stuff out there, and as much as I hate to say it, is that Christmas, not Christmas, but
Steve went the entire time. Look,
it's going the whole time, and
it's a good thing Steve does not have his headphones in right now.
I am reverbing here. Xmas is that Halloween is dominating the Xmas word.
Right.
Because you have companies like Spirits, promoting Halloween. You have Party City promoting Halloween. You got
right. I agree with that.
Halloween FX, and you have all these other companies that are promoting. And actually, Halloween is actually going to supersede Christmas in a given time. I mean,
the thing about Spirit, the thing that's important about Spirit is that, back to the soul of the question, is that the fact that there are so many Spirit stores, I don't think that's necessarily promoting. They're a business. They're responding to market pressures. So if there are a lot of Spirit stores showing up, that means that Halloween
is big in their area.
It's getting bigger, and they're responding to that. So I think, as a cultural thing, Halloween is growing. That's the sense I get.
I think the main reason why Halloween is growing, and I think you'll all agree with me, is that anytime you have a holiday where you can wear a mask, it reduces the chances of you being arrested that night.
I agree with that.
I thought he was going to say the reason it was progressing so much was because of the vampire killing kids.
That too.
Hey, I totally thought he was going to talk about Ram's porn collection. Man, so.
Another thing you haven't even mentioned either is YouTube. I mean, the Han community is on YouTube real big, and I know probably 80% of my subscribers I have on my channel are their home hunters. But I've got another 20% that follow my vids that are people that come through my haunt. So YouTube is promoting Halloween really big. All of us are like that. Not everyone that is subscribed to our channel is a home hunter. You get people that go through your haunt, they're promoting it. So you're getting people from outside the state and other areas watching it.
Right. But I mean, Spirit is
the stores, and it's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Whether it's Spirit, Halloween Express, there's it just keeps going on and on. The fact is, you can turn the TV on at any point in time nowadays, especially in the off season, and what do you have? At any given time during the week, there is some type of horror related, either whether it's a series, a movie. I mean, it's just the fact that this genre is taking off larger than what it ever has.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's opening up. I think everybody's saying, "Wow, this many people are into Halloween. This many people are building props. This many people are going to conventions. Everything. I think everything right now." Everybody's just now noticing that this shit is going to blow up and it's going to be big, and everybody's jumping on it right now.
Yeah.
Well, you
I buy stocks. I buy stocks twice a year, and once is Halloween. Once is when I know Ram is building. is just general Halloween, because I know certain companies produce Halloween, Mother's Day, and whatever, and then after that they lay off. So I know when Ram starts buying styrofoam, I'm like, buy.
Right, because you're not going to have none. They're going to pull it from the other stores to get to Ram.
Yeah. You know, and Spirits Halloween, I mean, I wish I had more stocks in Spirits Halloween. You know, hell, I'd probably be a vice president by now. But I reinvent the wheel with Spirit Halloween, and I take some of their props and I interrupt them into my own atmosphere. I make them move differently or interact them differently into my own haunt. But eventually, I mean, Halloween's going to supersede Christmas. I don't see.
I think it already is.
I don't
Be honest.
see anything other than Halloween because I mean it's fun. Christmas is about giving.
Hey, well,
Halloween,
since we're talking to you, we'll move right on to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta get Timmy in for his bit.
That's right.
Well, we still got two more. We got me and
I know. Hey, we're gonna
Phineas
get
Leghart
Tim.
there, and we'll leave
Tim,
Phineas.
since we have you, Cones and Bones wants to know what paint is used on the wall behind you. There's your first question. I have a few of them stocked
There
up.
you go.
The wall behind me is probably from Dick Blick .com.
What'd you say?
DickBlicks.com.
Yeah.
DickBlick.com is what's actually behind me.
And things go smoother. Things go smoother with that company if you use coconut oil.
Hey, no, Dave. And you know what's nasty when fucking Ram yells it out.
Yeah.
Fucking flick.
Now, if you're not familiar with Dick Blick, they are a huge like craft supply store. Now I wouldn't even call them crafty. They're not crafty. They're not like Hobby Lobby or nothing like that. They're more of an artist. That's probably a better term for them.
I don't know anybody that has more props than Scuba. Nobody has more props than Scuba.
Yeah.
Scuba is like when Spirit closes, he buys 30 of everything. No one has more props than Scuba.
I hate to say it, but when I went to Spirits last year,
well, don't say it.
Well, no, I will. I hate to say it, but I will.
Tell us how you feel, Tim.
Your wife could be watching, Tim, by the way. Don't forget.
Yeah.
My wife knows.
That's why he's saying this right now.
My wife knows. She's already been to trans world. She's already spoken to these people. She knows the inside secrets. So I can't hide nothing anymore.
But not your secrets.
Yeah. Oh no, she knows my secrets now thanks to you guys. Facebooking her back. Oh yeah, do you know what Tim bought this week?
Scuba's the reason why we can't get Walgreens skeletons anymore.
I tell you what. If it's up to me, Walgreens skeletons would be still at the top of my list because they still are, and I still got a couple in the brand new boxes up in my loft that are just waiting for those special days that they come out.
Yeah.
But Spirits Halloween, they'll say, for instance, last year, I went there on the 31st, and I was just looking around, and they know me well. Granted, my Spirits Halloween.
Yeah, they know you, man.
They know me well. It's like, so, Tim, what do you want? I was like, damn, they know my name. Oh, shit. My wife's with me. I was like, honey, they do not know me. He's like, yeah, they do.
How they know you?
They know my credit card. That's what they know. So they don't know me. They know my credit card. So I go in there, and it's like, so what are you here for today? I was like, well, I'm just shopping for the day after Halloween. It was like, well, what are you looking for? I'm like, I'm looking for this. And it's like, well, we'll go ahead and pull this off the shelf for you today. I'm like, really? I was like, shit, hell, I thought I had to be first in line to get this shit, on November 1st. So, oh no, you're preferred customer. Come on right on in.
So number one customer.
So I go in there, and I see all these skeletons. I'm like, I go in there and I was like, all those skeletons, I want. Boom, boom, right into a big 8 foot by 4 foot box. They go, boom, 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 boom. I was like, what else you want? I was like, I want that. Toon, 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 right into that. And then of course when I walk in there on November 1st, I'm like, fourth in line, and I don't want to make it obvious I'm interested in Halloween. And so I'm like fourth in line.
Where's my box?
And so I walk in there, on the 1st of Halloween or 1st of November, and so there's this person behind me, and they walk right up to the counter and like, I want skeletons. Look, sorry, sir, we don't have skeletons. I look over in my box.
Get bugged on the way to the parking lot.
Yeah, that guy like the day before. You know, I'm like, there's like 14 skeletons sitting in the box. You know, I'm like, oh shit.
Speaking of skeleton scuba, Sarah Berkeley Kearney wants to know if you homemade the singing skeletons.
The skeletons I made were what's funny is that the bodies were made out of what was called the baseball bender. Skeletons which were offered by Grandin Road, and I dismantled the head and replaced it with the
Lindberghs.
the Lindbergh skull. Correct, the Lindbergh
That's a great skull. I love that skull.
And I put the Lindbergh skull on there, and animated it myself. And so I've got 4. They're actually sitting here. All 4 of them sitting right here to the left of me. That I animated myself, and my wife is really she really likes these things. She doesn't like too much other things. I mean, she okays it, but she likes the skeleton band, and she likes what I'm working on now for this year. But the skeleton band is probably about the most intense because it's computer operated. The arm movements, the skull movements, the mouth movements are all computer animated. And if it wasn't for Walter with SOP, Shadow of Palms, and Steve of Hallstaff, this stuff probably wouldn't even be publicized, because it was probably about a year and a half ago today that I contacted Steve because he was he was doing the pickaxe stuff. And I was like, one day I'll be contacting you. One day I'll be contacting you. And one day I contacted him, and he says, hey, we're having this particular thing on SOP, Shadow of Palms. And so I logged on, and that's where I got into the techie stuff of it. And thanks to Walter for hosting the site. Thanks to Steve for actually introducing me to pickaxe and the other various materials and boards. And so I was able to have my 4-skeleton singing band. Thanks for Walter for if it wasn't for Walter's SOP Shadow of Palms, I wouldn't have met Diablo, God's Flesh. I mean, eventually I'll be, you'll see teary eyes coming down because of all the people that I've met. Over the years.
Tim, all the thank yous are nice, but this is the point in the Oscars where they start playing the music.
Yeah.
Another question for you. You mentioned your wife, Woodland Haunters, wants to know how long does it take you to decorate the inside of your house, and what does your wife think about that?
Oh, the inside of the house, my wife really regrets, because my wife is like the seasonal stuff, summer, spring, fall, winter, and we typically go on vacation in into September, and so she's used to fall decorations. And once I got into Halloween really big, we decorate up pretty much half of our house. We don't decorate up our master bedroom like Steve does, but we do decorate up, our living room, our kitchen, our dining room, our spare bedroom, and everything else with Halloween stuff. Now I put up the full facades and really, outdo it. And my wife is like, "Oh God, what happened to my fall decoration?" I'm like, "Sorry, you had one day to put them up." So she missed out on that one day. Halloween went up, and so our whole wall facade is like a castle. Our whole wall, our living room is like a castle scene. Come 1 October, we have skeletons and pirates and butlers and skeletons and all various sorts throughout our whole living room. And our dining room is decked out. Our hallway is pin cushions with little needle tracks. I actually went through there the other day and went to go turn on a light switch for something. I know, I was like, damn, I got like 6 pinholes next to a light switch, and that's because we put up wall facade in our hallway 6 times since we lived here.
Right. In case nobody knows Scuba, He's the person that goes Spirit Halloween after and buys like 30 fucking fog machines, 30 skeletons, 30 of everything, dude. He can decorate your house, my house, J-Wall's house.
Did he take a break?
Hey, we're going to your Brad's house, and his Brad be like, no, thank you. And then just like fucking, he could like, the man has like, he'll buy Spirit Halloween out. Like when the store closes, everything in there is scubas.
I bet, you know what? I bet they even know him by name and probably put some of that stuff back before he goes.
Dude, he's like, hey, the last vlog, he's like, I bought like 5 smoke machines and I bought like 5 skeletons and I bought 3 reapers and Scuba has everything.
I'm not exaggerating, J-Wall. When you said that, J-Wall, I'm not exaggerating. I went in there with my wife last year. And as soon as we walked into the door, it's like me and her. You know, before it used to be just me. You know, for like 4 straight weeks, every day, me. And then me and her walked in there, and she's like, "Hi, Tim." And my wife looked at me.
That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
It's bad when Spirit Halloween is like your cheers.
You know?
No. It's bad when Spirit Halloween like sets a box to the side for him. Like, what do you want? That's a box. Have the whole box.
And that was so funny because when we walked in there, they said, "Hi, Tim." My wife looked at me, and I'm like, "Oh God, this is like cheers." You know, my wife's like, "How much money did you spend?" I'm like,
Not enough, hon.
You know, it's a separate account. Don't worry about it. You know.
Well, before we get any further into Groundhog's Day,
that's right.
I noticed Walter's back, and we want to hit him up. I know he's been waiting patiently. He's been dying at the vine over here.
Because we know we don't have a problem. He's just gonna go.
You can't have anything to talk about.
Killing kit and how we get them. Where do we go to order those kits from you, Walter?
Everybody loves Phineas, man. Come on.
Absolutely.
That's just because I'm so damn good looking.
He's a handsome bastard.
I am a handsome man, you know. I have straight men come up to me all the time and say, I'm a straight man, but you are damn good looking.
Right. You get that shit, I know.
We have a question, Walter, about where you got the mask.
What?
Oh, sorry, that's not one? Okay.
The one you're wearing?
Sorry.
Hey, there you go, Walter. Man,
where'd you get that handsome man mask?
Hey, Walter, let it rip, brother. Let it rip. Yes.
There we go. This fine kit can be yours.
You was born with that mask.
Dude, that's a beautiful kit.
Oh, no.
I don't give a shit what no one says. If you was to actually imagine a kit, vampire kit, that would be it.
I got a question for you there, Phineas.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to give away your secrets. How do you make it look dusty like that?
Yeah, I would say the thing's dusty as can be. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually a several-step process. Some of that's actually real sawdust that I. And another thing I do is I use, which sounds weird, but when I lacquer everything, I use a high gloss first, and then I go over it with a matte finish. And the reason I do that is to give it sort of a that worn look, so it looks like it used to be real fancy, shiny,
worn, yeah.
and now it's worn and beat. So it's sort of 2 steps, but I think it really adds a layer of realism to it that kind of makes it stand out a bit more.
That speaks for itself right there.
And what his wife hates is that she'll buy a new pair of underwear and then she comes out like, what the hell happened to my underwear?
Harshness.
No comment.
No love up in this bitch.
No, that's the picture. The one you're looking at there. That's the Bastille, and that actually the area with the gun lifts up. And there's a hidden compartment in there that's got the hand-aged vampire hunting manual that I do.
He's got a tutorial
out.
Walter, you've got a tutorial on how to do your aging of your paper as well.
Yeah.
That was really good. I used that for mine.
Yeah.
I hope it worked out for you.
Came out great. I love mine.
That's the reason why his underwear came out looking like 60 years older.
It was a skid mark.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's why we do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a picture of my haunt. Now that, and yes, for those who are wondering, yes, I do still haunt.
Mark.
Mark. And as you can see, if you look in the background of that picture, you can see some of the projections. I started doing a couple of projection illusions last year, and I really loved it. And so this year, I'm switching up my whole haunt, and I'm going to do a lot more projection. I'm going to do a lot of projection illusions, some projection masking, and so I'm real excited about that because I think the projections went really well, and
I think that's the way of the future.
I think
once people discover what they can do with projectors, I ran 5 of them last year, and the effects you can do are just amazing.
Yeah, it's with a little bit of mapping.
It's just one thing.
What's that?
Is there anything that Steve does that's one thing?
Steve? Who's Steve?
All staff.
We're talking about Walter.
I'm just saying. He's like, I did like several. It's like, you ever do just one anything?
No.
That's a great shot right there. I love that shot.
I love that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I do. Slow shutter speed, so that's why the projections don't come out too well in the photos, but it shows off some of the lighting. As opposed to going out there with a flash where it kind of washes everything out.
Was it this year or last year? I mean, was it 2013 or 2012 when your yard caught fire, Walter?
Oh, that wasn't my yard. That was my yard and me. I caught fire. Yeah, that was the year before last year. It was 2012, I guess. I was trying to put out a fire in my yard. That one of the visitors was kind enough to come back after they got their candy, knock on my door, and say, your yard's on fire. I'm like, no, it's supposed to be like that. She's like, I don't think it's a prop. I think your yard's on fire.
It's awesome.
I run out there and I see that one of my what do you call them? Tiki torches had fallen over and lit my lawn on fire. So I'm like, pick up the tiki torch, and I'm stamping on the ground, and I'm holding the tiki torch, and the stuff's pouring out of the tiki torch, and I'm stamping, and she's like screaming, this woman at this point. She's like, "You're on fire! You're on fire!" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you. I am very good looking." I'm like,
"You're so hot, Walter."
She's like, "No, you're on fire." And I look down, and my pants are on fire, literally at this point. I'm like, "Oh shit!"
I like the original story where it was, like, ding dong, trick or treat, here's your candy. Ding dong, trick or treat, here's your candy. Ding dong, your yard's on fire. No, it ain't. Hey, here's your candy. Like, ding dong, I said your yard's on fire. What? And he goes out there, it's like, oh shit, my yard's on fire.
She had the hardest time convincing me, man.
It's like the most, conservative lady that you ever met. It's like, excuse me, but yeah, your yard's on fire? Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be that way. No, but your yard is on fire. It's like, oh, shit, my yard's on fire. And the next thing you know, Walter's on fire. Like, oh, shit, I'm on fire. Duck and roll,
Well, the funny thing is, apparently news spread through the neighborhood very quickly because my wife is out with my son when this happened, trick-or-treating, and she goes to one house and she's saying, oh, yeah, my house is the one with all the decorations. She's like, oh, your husband was on fire.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard your husband was on fire.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Walter, fire extinguisher might be in your future, good idea.
Well, besides all the vampire killing kits, you got any new props for the haunt that's coming up? And I know you mentioned maybe doing a little bit more in regards to the projections, but anything major in the works?
Yeah, I'm going to actually, I usually do the two graveyards. I do the consecrated grounds, and then on the other side of my driveway, I do the unconsecrated, which is the pirates and all of that. And this year, what I'm going to do is in the center where the driveway is, I've got a 2-car garage there. Well, that's will be somewhat empty because all my stuff will be out of the garage and on my front yard. So I'm going to do a rear projection there of a, because I like to, as you guys probably know from my vlogs, I like to mess around with 3D animation and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a 3D graveyard there, rear projection with some talking zombies and things like that. But I'm going to then in front of it and sort of in it matching do physical props of the graveyard, so that it's sort of, the question of reality as to where the physical props end and the projection begins. So that's the biggest thing I'm working on right now. I'm kind of excited about it.
Now, are we going to see the troll come back? Is the troll going to?
Oh yeah, the troll will not. Yeah, the troll won't stay down. Yeah, the zombie tried to take his spot, but that's not going to happen.
Oh, good.
I was just going to ask when the naked troll was going to be coming back.
Yeah, the troll will be shaking his booty. Well, actually, I'm going to be doing some vlogs because I'm going to be documenting my stupidity in trying to create this new haunt with the projections. And since I'm a fairly stupid man, it should be fairly entertaining watching me try to do this.
We got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions, and everybody wants to know where's that dragon at.
Yes.
I was waiting for probably sitting on the back couch where it's been for the last 2 years.
The dragon is done. No. But I went with the dragon. There's a lot of misconception about that. When I started it, I had one thing in mind, but then I changed, and I wanted to go with something that no one's ever done. So I've gone with an invisible dragon. If you could see it, I think you would agree. It's one of the finest props I've ever built. It's quite good.
You only know it's there when it starts spitting the fire out.
Nice.
Now, if any of our listeners are in the Florida area, you do have a show that you're going to be attending here shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to be at it's Spooky Empire's Mayhem, which is in Orlando. They do it every May. It's the last weekend of May, and it's at is it at the Rosen or no? Wait a minute, let me see where it is. It's it's at the DoubleTree Hilton, at the entrance of Universal, and it's an all weekend thing. It's a horror show, where everybody's got all kinds of cool horror stuff that they're selling. They have celebrities there, and it's all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a table there. I always do have a table there for their Mayhem, and it's a blast. So if you're gonna be in Orlando, definitely swing by, check it out, and swing by my table. And if you can't, you definitely want to go to www.mysteriouspast.com.
Can I get one more mention?
Knew it was going to come up.
No, that's the other thing I was talking about. Is the reason why I'm excited about the haunt this year is I've started, since I do Spooky Empire in October as well, and that usually ends like right before Halloween. So the last 2 years, I felt like I've been kind of phoning it in almost, because it's been, I do a good haunt, but it was not a lot different from the year before, and I was kind of disappointed in that, and that's why this year, like last year at the end of Halloween, I said, you know what, screw that, I'm going to force myself to do a new haunt. So like my pillars there that you see, I gave away to somebody. I said after Halloween was over, I said, take the pillars, they're yours, to force me to rebuild them so that I'd have to get to work and do some new stuff, because I knew, I'm lazy, as you all know. I'm very lazy, and so if I didn't force myself, I wouldn't do it. So I got a really early start this year so that I can really mix up my haunt and come up with something new, and that's why I wanted to do the projection. So, I'm just very, very excited about doing something, at least for me, new for me this year with the haunt.
No, that'd be awesome. We look forward to seeing that. Anything to get an excuse to get some more vlogs out of you.
There you go.
Hey, we didn't hear from him like so long. It was like I almost forgot about him.
Yeah. There's something wrong. There's
something Walter at.
Yeah, there's something wrong on YouTube when we don't have "Welcome to my vlog."
Well, I'm going to be I want everybody to know that I am going to be doing a 3-part tutorial on
Dragons?
holding your
Invisible ones.
on holding your camera properly and getting a steady shot. Anybody who's seen my vlogs knows I'm
we've
kinda,
seen that.
shaky hand, you know. I got that.
Long. Because he'll shoot a scene, describing whatever he's working on. Then
Welcome
he
to
comes
my
away from
vlog.
There you go.
Welcome to my vlog. Right.
You got any new kits coming out for us?
I do. I've got a werewolf kit I'm designing right now that I'm hoping I'll have in time for Mayhem. And also for those who are familiar with some of my stuff, the Quiet Man, which is a kit and a false book. So it looks like a book, and then it opens up, and there's a kit in there that you can see at my website. I'm actually discontinuing that and redesigning it, so it's going to be a lot better. It's nice now, but it's going to be better, and I'm going to have that as well in time for Mayhem. And the one behind me, I don't think I've mentioned this guy yet. This is called the Inquisitor, and I designed that for last October's show. So that's one of my newer kits.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. Definitely.
And how do you go about buying one of those if you want one?
Go to www.mysteriouspast.com.
Right, there you go.
And you didn't hear that from me.
Right. And one of the things that you guys just gotta know is why you laugh for it?
Because there's like 9 slurs in that.
Hey, look, it's my fucking birthday, all right? So I can slur my own slur.
And you know what? And you can cry if you want to, too. So.
Dude, hey, I already cried already when I saw the YouTube thing. I was like, I'm a pussy, damn it. You know what I'm saying? I was like crying on that, so shut up. It's my birthday. No, but I have to say that Scuba Boo, you have to get one of them. Scuba has like a 4-channel controller that is like, if you know what Fright Props is and you have their controller for prop controllers, Scuba has one that's like, he does a 4.
Gina's in here now.
Gina jumps in.
Hi, Gina.
She's like the only girl in there.
Well, we need something to balance this fest out.
A little bit of class and something. Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
she can't even hear. She couldn't even hear us.
Anyways, Scuba Spook 1. Go to his channel. He sells a 4-banger controller with the PRI and everything. Half the price. Half the price you can buy anywhere else. So,
Gina, seriously, when Hunter's Hangout starts at 9, you can't show up at 11. Like, this is crazy. Like,
You're
very, very late.
That's right in here, yeah.
Happy birthday!
I'll tell you what.
I have a question for the panel here.
We got answers.
I have to ask this question from the YouTube user with the very best handle that I've ever heard. Sir Slampiece wants to know.
That's a question for me, probably.
Are you
No,
nice?
no, it's for the panel. The question is, what prop do you use?
Oh my god.
Sir Slampiece wants to know. I don't know how he got my high school nickname.
I need a cigar.
What prop do you use that's your biggest bang for the buck? Most reaction.
Okay, so Sir Slampiece is asking about the biggest bang for your buck. Is that
Okay.
Do I understand this correctly?
Do we go past the coconut oil now?
Let me go first. Let me go first.
No, I don't. I want to go first.
Go
I
first.
want to go first.
You go. Okay, I'll go.
You go first then.
I'll go last.
Go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead, Scuba.
The floor is yours, Tim.
The first scare is the one that makes the loudest noise. The first scare is the ones that make the loudest noise, because when those
Well,
persons.
what's yours? They want to know what yours is.
What mine is? Oh God, I guess it would have to be the firecracker, because everything like moves it jumps, but the one that senses the most is the hearing. And so when you set off those firecracker props, oh man, it's like pow, 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 pow. It's like people, freaking, 5 acres away. They're like, oh God, they're shooting paint guns at you. Like, no, they're not. They're not shooting at you. But it's like that pow, pow, pow. That sound actually gets you. But if you actually get that sound and motion at the same time, that is the greatest startle effect. And one day I will find that video that I recorded years and years ago.
Sure.
Which was a scissor hinge prop, and
went over the house.
And yeah, it was one over the house, but it was a scissor hinge prop, and the guy just jumped out, and I had this big football player, from a college. I'm not going to mention any college, maybe UAH, whatever. But it's like this big football player. He just instantly put up his fist and punched my prop.
Whoa!
I'm like, what the hell? He hit my prop. He's like he's
right.
my prop. But it's like the instantaneous sound with motion. But the sound really carries amongst most people versus the sight, and Jose can probably can also relate that sounds.
My cracker did a lot of things, but I think like my biggest scare with the quickest startle was the blaster.
The air blaster.
The blaster. It got him like bam right there, quickest.
Even a drop panel, the big.
I wish I had scare actors, but it's one of the things in my haunt that I don't have, and same thing with Steve and his haunt, and also with Ram there, we don't have actors in our haunt.
Yeah.
We have just our props to do stuff. And so, we rely on our props to actually scare people, which, we all know that, the scare actors, is on the spot. Boom, there it is. So we're relying on our motion sensors or whatever to scare those people. And when that actually happens, it's like, it's like a dribble of pee running out of you, like, oh, like, I scared him,
So, hey, Scuba, you're right at this point, right now.
You're going to turn me off, aren't you?
I am, too. I'm turning your ass off. Because right now, at this point, you should be, like, promoting your boards that require no actors. So you're actually saying, like, we don't have actors, so we can't do nothing. Your boards actually do that. So I'm not really sure what you're saying.
Phineas, can you get some Phineas, can you get a tutorial on how to promote?
Absolutely.
Tell him how to
Absolutely.
I thought Tyler had you selling stuff for him. You got to.
First thing is take your self-respect and throw it down the toilet.
I'll tell you what.
That's why Tyler's got you doing it.
When you do not have actors like myself, you have to rely on controllers.
Have the scuba.
I am relying on Diablo to promote this stuff because he is the king of the Hollywood Hunters. So to speak, because he is the king of pneumatics. Which I wish he would have said, "This board made my prop happen," but you didn't do it.
Well, because we had issues and we fixed it.
Yeah, well, we had issues, but we fixed it.
It was my fault. But
what I do offer is a 4-button controller.
But see, you shouldn't even have brought that up. So that kind of fucks you up right there. So it's like, hey, look, Phineas,
put on your glasses.
Tim, I'll call you. We'll talk.
Any other answers to the question?
Yeah, I got one. I got one. My best scare prop is the Casa Fear Groundbreaker. That's a fairly easy prop to make, especially if you use Dead with Dave's plans that you can buy for whatever it costs to ship them, $3 or $5. But that costs if you're a ground breaker. And Dead with Dave's, you don't even need to know how to weld. You can bolt it together. Or the original was just with 2x4s. But that prop is my favorite and my best scare prop.
Yeah, I think it's like actually for like $30 or something. You can like go to his web channel and subscribe, and they have all kinds of stuff that you can download. Everything from music to prop designs to everything. I think it's like $30. I think it's 25 or $30 a year, something like that. And
Yeah,
it's like unlimited. Yeah, you have free downloads, free prop designs, free everything. So Dead with Dave website, there you go.
I was going to say,
great place, and he's got a couple of great plans.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I was going to say, with as far as for the question, I think you said, what's the best bang for your buck? It's not a scare prop, but for haunters just starting out, I think what really makes a difference is
Sorry. It's nothing to do with you.
No, Jim, tell me you're not thinking of fucking Rams porn. Tell me you weren't thinking that.
I'm always thinking of Rams porn.
Dude,
That's right. Yeah. We're all jealous.
Because he said the scariest thing for your buck, and I automatically thought of Rams porn. So,
What
was you laughing about? What was you laughing about? I'm just saying.
Anyway, let Walter say what he's going to say, because I want to chime in on this question, too.
All I was saying is, as far as it's not a scare prop, but especially for haunters just starting out, it sounds simple, and a lot of us take it for granted because we've had them for so long. But a really good graveyard fence, a really good fence, build yourself a nice fence. I think that's really going to give you a lot of mileage and really make your haunt look a lot better.
My fence actually involves
keep people off your automated props.
That too. Yeah.
My fence actually involves incorporating a sprinkler system. That way, if anybody actually encroaches your yard, it gets them soaking wet. And they're like, oh shit, I'm getting wet. Let's get the hell out of here.
I don't even know what encroaching means.
Walter brings up a good point, though, on the fencing. In my haunt, for years, I had some picket fencing that I had originally made that was only 2 foot tall. And I put that up, to separate the display from the walkway. And I found people would just step over the fencing to get into the displays. Last year, I made 4 foot tall wrought iron fencing, fake wrought iron fencing. Last year was the first year I didn't have someone in the displays. And it was so nice not having to go in and chase some drunk out of the witch's display.
The taller the fencing, the taller the fencing keeps people out, but will not keep thieves out.
Yeah.
So in order to deter thieves, you need to incorporate something else that will, like, oh shit, I'm getting soaking wet, or oh shit, I'm getting shocked,
Only your home, man.
Because Deadwood Dave, if y'all remember a couple of years ago, his shit got robbed, and even last year, Widowmaker Productions, they got robbed of their skeleton. So you put in some sort of deter into your haunt, whether or not it be motion sensor or whatever. Like Deadwood Dave, I think he actually, put cables through every one of his props to keep people from taking off with it. You put in some sort of deter in there to keep somebody from, running off with it. It'll actually shock them. And which, in my haunt, which nobody's actually attempted yet, which they'll get a damn good surprise if they tried to.
But but even if they did steal something from me, you have like 3 other ones to replace it, so it don't matter.
Yeah, but Jose, Jose's got a replacement, which I do not. So it's like as soon as you grab my prop, not only you want to get wet, you're going to get electrocuted at the same time. Not death.
It's a good way of coming up with.
But you're going to relinquish your arms and let go of that freaking prop, So it's like, oh shit, So, good chances are I might have twice as many props in my yard as what I started off with if you try to take one of them.
You'll just buy more. You'll just buy more. You know what? It's been a great show.
I never got to answer the question. You're cutting me off now. See how you are?
Well,
That'll be on Honors.
That'll be on the next show.
You know what though, Ram?
We're running away late.
Yeah. Ram, you bring up a good point though for all you guys. I know a lot of people have asked questions that may have not necessarily been answered. I would encourage everybody to go back through the comments.
Yeah, you can still answer. You can still ask questions.
Directly. Yeah,
they will come back.
Absolutely.
One more thing.
Oh shit!
I
gotta pee.
I thought Phineas was
answer the question. He gets one more thing.
I peed before Walter said this. That's the reason I ran back in here.
I gotta go.
Go, dude. I told you.
Good night, everyone.
Well, Brad, we'll wait for your return.
If you're wanting a four-channel control prop, right there it is. We also
use it for running props or sets.
We also offer a remote option. Cheaper than the picking.
No. Look. Scuba has like a Scuba Boo controller that they designed, and instead of a 2-banger, it's got a 4-banger, and it's got a PRI and MP3 player for half the price that Fright Props is buying it for. So if you want that, you go to Scuba Spook 1, contact him. The man has the controller for you.
Sweet.
There you go.
And I anticipate on you showing this thing, Diablo, because you showed your award-winning prop. And nothing was said about this. I'm like, damn, my controller wasn't involved in this one.
It was. Sorry.
By the way, Scuba, when you hit accept when you joined this Hangout, you do realize that we're getting $1 royalty for all of those.
I'll give you $1. For everyone.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Phineas?
For everyone.
They're getting 5 up everyone. Wait till you get my celebrity fee.
Right.
For everyone sold, Diablo might be able to pay for a T-shirt.
The award-winning pneumatic prop that I had was used Scuba Boo's board. Is a 4-banger.
That was.
Okay, he got his one more thing now.
Dude,
do I get to answer the question now? Are you gonna make
Go. We ain't got 30 more minutes.
Good Lord.
Only running show ever. I'll keep it going for another 2 hours.
No, that's not gonna happen. Hey, we're ending it right now.
On the question.
We're waiting for Brad anyway.
Yeah. On the question about the biggest bang, I do disagree on it being a singular prop. For my haunt, the biggest bang that you get for your buck is my blacklight room. I get more comments out of my blacklight room.
No, they're talking about scares. Bam.
Scares and comments. Because I use a Scuba Boo board in there to run that whole display. It fires all the props in there in sequence and what have you. So I don't need any actors in there, and I get more comments on that one display for scares. I hear more comments, more screams.
So we come back to the Scuba board.
Yeah, using that Scuba Boo board to run the whole display.
The one that I built, not the one you built, right?
Yeah, by the way, and Tyler designed. By the way, Tyler designed that board.
Hey, don't take it away
from him. I got to give a little credit to Tyler.
Well, you know what? Tyler should step up because Scuba's selling them. So.
Hey guys, if I could just say one thing before we end, I just wanted to thank you guys for bringing this wonderful show. I mean, you guys are doing a fantastic job, and the whole haunting community is getting better because you guys are just doing a fantastic show that we get to see every week and get fresh ideas and fresh things. And I just wanted to thank you guys, man. You're doing one hell of a job.
Right.
Great.
Well, now that you say this, like all the people on this panel right now were doing YouTube before I was doing YouTube. And I met all of you guys from YouTube, and it's like, it's like totally amazing. You guys all right here on this panel right here inspired me to like even start hunting. So
same here, absolutely.
Jose, what I want to say is that I want to see a recap of that prop flying out of the back of your pickup truck or out of the back of your car, whichever one it was, on the interstate, on wherever you was going. I'm like, oh shit, that's funny as hell.
that ain't funny, dude. That hurt deep, dude. That hurt deep. No, that's not.
Yeah, I've got to chime in with Walter.
That's not funny.
On Diablo and J-Roll and Brad. You know, all of us on this panel have been followed on YouTube to some extent, but it wasn't until you three started doing the show, started doing your Hunters Hangout Facebook page and everything, that brought the whole hunt community together and gave us a resource that we could go to find things.
I think we already had a resource. We had a resource already, dude.
Not as good as
you have to look for it. You just have to look for it.
Are we still live right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been waiting for you, Brad.
Popcorn.
All right. Hey,
do not.
Brad, I've been trying to end it.
Yeah, Josh did. No, do not cut it off yet, because the women's have still got us. The guys have got to end it.
That's what they're doing.
I can't go anywhere until I finish.
So,
stay live.
All right, hey, we're gonna do one shot and we're ending this. It's over.
Because you know, there's a couple of things I want to say. You know, and as you know, I'm a solemn person. You know,
until you start drinking.
Yeah, until I start drinking. And so I just want to say is that, you know, one, for me, you know, Steve, Hallstaff, I wouldn't have known the majority of y'all, or if not, you know, everybody, because of Steve Hallstaff. And it wasn't for Walter, Shadow of Palms, hosting the website, that I would have actually seen y'all in person.
You said that too.
Versus, you know,
he forgets when he drinks.
I don't forget. I just like to reiterate. Because the Shadow of Palms brought a lot of us together.
You know what?
Yep, that's for sure.
Shadow of Palms.
You know what?
Brought us together. But Jose has, you know, between J-Watt and Brad, you know, as Hunters Hangout on Facebook. That's the first time I used Facebook. You know,
I think it's the alcohol, Tim, that they included, that Walter didn't include Shadow of Palms.
Yeah.
Now we have alcohol included, and it really is just blown up.
Between closing this out, everyone's got to take a shot.
But between Jose, J-Watt, Brad Goodspeed, he brought a lot of his hunters together, and I want to say cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
They don't shoot this stuff.
To good years.
Let's go. Here we go.
This is too good of stuff to shoot.
Come on.
Another great show.
Yeah,
you know what? Everybody be quiet. I'm ending it right now. You know, it's been a great show, and all the hunters, everybody, Hunters Hangout. We didn't make this. Everybody did it. Everybody came in together and saw a vision, and everybody came together, and everybody got together and shared everything. You know, we're not to blame for this. You guys are. You know,
it's your fault. We have no time for anything else.
All the hunters came together and saw it, and everybody came together, and we shared, and it's awesome. So. And anybody can be on our show. We don't pick or choose. You know, we put a vlog out in the beginning of the year. If you want to be on the show, we try and you put guests on it. When we put the vlog out saying who wants to be a guest, we try to get everybody we possibly can and get on there. So, you know, we don't pick and choose. We pick who wanted to be on the show, and it's all the members of the Hunters Hangout. So everybody can be on it. So, and we're going to end this, and hope you'll be here next week, and that's a wrap.
Thanks.